What's going on, guys? Sam here, and as requested, this is the VFX breakdown of Not So Virtual Reality. So I just want to thank you guys first off for leaving all those comments on the making of for this video. So it really helps us know what you guys want to see and what you guys want to learn, so keep them coming. So I've gone ahead and chosen 5 effects from the video that I think you guys would want to see most, and I'm going to break them down for you today. The first effect is the node itself. I created this 3D futuristic looking node that is supposed to be what brings Eric into the video game world. And it's basically just a 3D model. It's a sphere with some legs, 3 tripod legs, and we were able to film straight into them. They had a brushed metal look and little rubber feet. So I modeled this in 3ds Max, and I actually put it up on our website. You can check it out, click the link somewhere on here, and you can download it for free and actually put it in your own scenes and play around with it. So one thing I'd like to point out is the key use of render passes. I have a tutorial for V-Ray render passes that you can check out. Again, click somewhere around here. And I use all of the render passes to create a realistic result in the final shot. And I color correct it all in Adobe After Effects. And I also use a Z depth pass so I can create realistic depth of field on the nodes. And as you can see in this one shot, I actually did a rack focus in After Effects by keyframing the blur of the depth of field. So the second shot I'm going to be breaking down is the dumb bad guys that come in. So these guys just come in, they're terrible, they're shooting all over the place, and I had a friend who really wanted to know how I did this, and I thought it would be a cool shot to break down for you because it's a little different one, but it's really simple. All we did was basically get our friends to be on green screen, just locked down on tripod on green screen, and then I keyed that out, and then I got a base plate with a moving camera and tracked them in the scene, and then with that keyed version I was able to add the TV warp effect and just add a little bit of glow on them. So then I can just keyframe them to look like they warp in. Now the third effect I'm going to review for you is the car dropping in. This model is based off of my friend's car, and I actually created it in 3ds Max again. And you can download it again on our website if you want to play around with it. Now I use a plugin in 3ds Max called Mad Car, where you can set up the wheels and you can set up the chassis and the suspension, and you can create realistic car physics. So with the help of the plugin, it was a pretty easy effect to animate. And then back in After Effects, I added some dust to pop up to give it a little more realism. So that leads us to effect number 4, and that's the car explosion. Now using the same 3D model, I used Fumes to explode the car. That's a plugin in 3ds Max, again, that you can create fire and smoke. Now recently I've created some of my own custom elements like this instead of using stock footage because you just have much more control and you're able to get the shot you actually want. Now the advantage of creating your own custom smoke and fire instead of using stock footage is that you can actually have it interact with elements in your scene. So as you can see closely, you can see that the smoke kind of warps around the car when it gets lifted up. So we're looking at the 3ds Max project I use, and as you can see, we just have the car lift up with some physics. And then I created a particle source to explode particles up through the car, and then I was able to use Fumes to make an explosion out of those particles and interact with the vehicle. The Fumes tutorials are a work in progress on our page. You can check out one of them. We have a gunshot tutorial for smoke. And one thing I'm hoping to do in the future is actually create a stock footage pack for you based off of some of these elements I've created. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. We'd love to sell that on our website. It would include fire and smoke and explosions for you guys. So let me know about that. Now that leads me to the last effect, number 5, that I want to review for you guys. This is my most favorite effect, and it's the last shot. So just like in Shock Warfare 3, I kind of want to end this video with a pretty awesome shot with some Fumes work. But it was challenging to figure out how to do this because I had to have all the elements suck into the virus. So to do that, I actually used a wind force in 3ds Max, but set it to a negative value. So then when I used Fumes on the car and used Rayfire to do all the physics for the car motions, everything would suck in instead of blow away. And then what I was able to do was run the physics for the cinder block chunks and just run through the same thing and put Fumes on those so they kick up some dust and debris as they roll across the asphalt. And that was how we created the final shot. Now, we had a lot of 3D elements in this video, which is pretty different from our other videos because 3D elements just take a long time to render. You gotta do all the passes and they just take a long time to create. And I really wanted to change that with this video, spend a lot of time on it and make something really nice. One thing I really want you guys to notice though, is that the use of stock footage and real elements still plays a huge role in the mixture and the comping of these elements. So you have the 3D pass, like take the car dropping, or these cinder blocks. You don't get that realism if you don't have that dust and that debris coming up. That's where stock footage and VFX plays a huge role in these shots. Now, as always guys, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. Please be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got updates. And I also put up the virus for download on our website. Be sure to check out that, the car and the node. You can download those for free. And again, let me know about that stock footage pack because we'd love to create that for you guys. I just want to know if enough of you would be on board to be interested in it. Thanks guys.